Match week 10 in MLS Next Pro finds us at quite the crossroads with Sporting Kansas City 2 and Ventura County FC. For Sporting KC, this is their last in a set of 4 straight home matches, and they have earned results in 3 of their past 4 games, some of their best form of the season. Ventura County coming in after a little bit of a skid, back-to-back losses, but against 2 very good teams in St. Louis and San Jose, and they enter this match against Sporting KC, kicking off a 4-game road spell of their own. Parker Johnson here with you on MLSNextPro.com and the One Football app. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will talk more about these teams' forms as we go along. But we'd like to get you started by taking a look at our starting lineups. And, of course, we start with the look for Lita Santret and Sporting Kansas City 2. It's going to be Tega Ikoba up top for this matchup, replacing Kashawn Hines in that striker role. And Johan Ortiz goes from the start in this one as well. Other than that, a pretty unchanged lineup from the team that they went with last time out against Tacoma, a 2-2 draw, which they lost the shootout. But this is a 3-match week for Sporting Kansas City 2, and they are trying to keep this momentum rolling while also having a little bit of a rotation in the starting 11. For Ventura County FC, they've had a couple extra days of rest since their last match, which was on Friday. That was a 3-1 defeat at home against San Jose. They have to make some big changes as well. A couple players who were not able to make this trip up to Kansas City, and one of those was the striker Julian Placias. So they brought in some serious firepower. Ruben Ramos Jr. making just his second appearance, his second start of the season. The last time he was in the lineup in Next Pro, he started and he scored in the season opener, a 4-2 win against Vancouver. So a big name to watch up top. Also, Troy Elgersma comes back in from first-team rotation as well. And Coach Matt Taylor says he is an absolute beast, and they are happy to have him back. Eric Preston joins in the starting lineup, replacing the 15-year-old Vicente Garcia, who starts this match from the bench, as we are just about set for kickoff on a lovely spring evening from Kansas City. Victory Field at Swope Soccer Village, as Tega Ikoba and Sporting Kansas City start with the ball in the light and dark blue hoop kits. Away in the white, Ventura County FC, second team of Los Angeles Galaxy. They come in with an even 3-3-3 record through 9 games this season. Right now, that is 8th in the Western Conference. If you look at it in a points per game ratio, which is important to do at this point in the season, where some of these teams have played a different number of contests from one another. Quickly, it's Ty Haas running up the line for Sporting Kansas City. He draws some contact in an early free kick in quite an advantageous position for the home side. Led today by Lita Santret. It's a team that statistically holds the lowest share of possession in MLS Next Pro compared to the number 1 possession side in Ventura County. That will be an interesting matchup to watch as this game goes along. But Sporting Kansas City taking it straight from kickoff and earning themselves an offensive set piece. This is taken by Jack Franca, the 16-year-old academy prospect, who whips it in, aiming at the front of the 6-yard box. It's headed away by Ventura County. Swung back in from Sporting Kansas City. They let it bounce. Donovan lurking inside the area. Haas trying to get back on it. And the chance runs out of play. But a positive start for Santret's team. Sporting Kansas City, just 1 win in 10 matches to start the season. They have recorded 3 draws, 1 win, 2 draws across those last 4 matches. And certainly their finest run of form. You think about their last match, it goes down as a shootout loss. They only got 1 point at home against Tacoma Defiance. but you have to consider the opponents they faced. That's what Coach DeSantra was telling me this week. He said he was really happy with the response from Sporting Kansas City 2 after they took on a lineup from Tacoma that was absolutely star-studded, led by two of last year's leading goal scorers, Osaze De Rosario and Yutsuka Nome, two players on first-team contracts. This much younger Sporting Kansas City side was able to deal with it well. It took them about 15-20 minutes to get settled in that match. They eventually found the first goal before back-and-forth game finished 2-2 before the shootout. Sebastian Hernandez wearing the captain's armband, taking the throw for Ventura County. He comes in as that left-sided center back in their three-man back line that you'll see in the build when Ventura County get on the ball. Trying to spring Eric Preston up the left. He is one of the notable changes in the lineup for head coach Matt Taylor. Over the weekend, some sickness infiltrating some of the Ventura County squad, and so there were a couple players who weren't able to make this trip. It's providing some big opportunities, though, for the likes of Eric Preston, an 18-year-old who just signed his first professional contract back in February. He's had a strong start to the season. He's appeared in 5 matches, but this is his first start of the campaign, really trying to make an impact. Here he is on the ball, receiving from Dylan Vanny. Charging inside, his cross deflected. Falls to Ramos, who is guided back out by that Sporting KC backline. Towering header from Pierre Louro, the ever-present captain in Sporting's backline. He is the only player to play all 900 minutes through the first 10 matches. Very much in charge of the young group of players in front and behind him. As we feel out the opening stages of this match, one of the key factors that both coaches talked about heading into it is how high this line of pressure is going to be for Sporting Kansas City. It was an adjustment they had to make against Tacoma after starting a little bit hesitant to try to step up their line a little bit, and Coach DeSantra really highlighted the ability of Shane Donovan and Gael Quintero to apply some pressure on Tacoma and make their build-up a little more difficult. They're trying to replicate that strategy against Ventura County, a team that is so impressive when they do build up in possession. Now, Sporting Kansas City with an opportunity to set up their shape from the back. Wantland, the left back, spearing a ball forward. Masayo Rodriguez on the chase. He stops it from going over the end line. It does earn his team a throw, but that is all on this occasion. Not able to get on the end of that. Nice pass through from Wantland. Preston with space to stretch his legs. One-on-one here, working against maybe the last outlet defensively for Sporting. Plays in the last man, and it's off the post. Preston delaying, holding it up, knowing that a teammate was arriving on the backside. And that is a vicious strike at the near post of Jack Courtcamp. I don't know if he was going to save that. He is thankful for the cement off his left-hand side. So we stay at 0-0. First big chance of the game going to the visitors. And that perhaps is what was expected coming into this one. Sporting Kansas City have allowed 2.6 goals per match, which is the leakiest defense in MLS Next Pro. Vanny, a little too aggressive there. Whistle for the foul on Shane Donovan. Such a crafty player in midfield. Able to get his body between Vanny and the ball. There's space now for Ramos. Preston, the outlet once again. Draws in Franca. Left-footed ball across. It's a poor clearance initially from Sporting. Haas able to collect. Ventura County looking especially dangerous when they are able to quickly get that ball back. As Sporting Kansas City try to build and see a few players stray out of their position. That rest defense is such an important piece. You hear lots of coaches talk about it through MLS Next Pro, and it's been on Leeds Sanchez' mind as well. That balance between getting pressure high up the pitch and still making sure that if you do give it away, players are in good position. There's been some gaps, but Ventura not able to exploit them just yet. There was a sense coming into this match for the visitors from Los Angeles that this was going to take on a much different feel than their last couple of games. They were playing St. Louis City 2, San Jose Earthquakes 2, a couple of teams that Matt Taylor described as much more operating like professional clubs here in the West. There's a group of teams that focus more primarily on their academy, which these Galaxy men fall into. One of those is Preston, left-footed shot, tipped around the post. Courtcamp makes his first save of the match, and no surprise that it comes off the foot of Eric Preston, who has been very lively, picking up the spaces in behind Jack Franca. Corner to be taken from the shade into the sunlight. Recycled, second ball in, bounces through. Seen a couple occasions on both ends inside the penalty area where that ball has bounced a time or two more than those back lines will feel comfortable with. That's always his first priority. You cannot let the ball bounce. Gonna give up opportunities. Haven't seen anybody pounce on him just yet, but sense that there could be some goals in this match, whether it's from open play or from dead ball situations. A lively start. We're so glad that you've joined us on this Wednesday evening. Our only MLS action of any kind tonight. You just can't get enough. So you're tuned in here on MLSexpro.com and One Football. Foul coming out, whistled in favor of Kansas City. into the back pass towards his goalkeeper. It's almost as if he didn't see Ramos there, but it's a kind deflection from a Kansas City standpoint, as Ramos was right there to potentially intercept it. Ventura County setting the traps, ready to spring. This time, Sporting go long, looking for Tega Ikoba. He's the considerably bigger target of the two center forwards that they've used this year, Ikoba. Stands 6'3", 205 pounds. His career has taken him all the way to the MLS level, where he has actually tallied a goal for Portland Timbers. 22 years old, over 100 professional appearances to his name. He was with FC Cincinnati 2 last season, 3 goals, 2 assists for them. Already has a pair of goals for Sporting Kansas City, one of a number of players at 2 mark, but they don't have that standout goal scorer. Hines has been more in favor recently. Sean Hines, a player who's faster, slimmer, a little more tricky on the ball. Koba offering that more traditional physical hold-up presence. He's by himself now, though, trying to pressure these defenders of Ventura County. Gauntlet able to stick a foot in. Gets there ahead of the attacker as Donovan carries it away. Ikoba with the first touch, rounding the corner. And he will take on Kike Martinez. Big touch pass into the penalty box. Ikoba! Just unstoppable in the open field. Look at this big touch. It takes him 12 strides to catch up. The left-footed shot and a smart foot save coming from Sebastian Conlon, with little to do so far, but very alert at his near post on a shot that seemed destined for the bottom corner. In swinging corner, delivered with purpose. Oh, and Ikoba was on the doorstep. He's launched it high over the crossbar. Little bit of pressure here from the goalkeeper. He almost couldn't believe that it fell to him, and just can't get enough of his body over it to keep that inside the goal frame. What a huge opportunity, and Ortiz trying to go fast on the regain from the goal kick. Now Masayo Rodriguez knocked out, and that will be another corner for Sporting Kansas City. Central Bank is the official checking account partner of Sporting Kansas City and the official jersey front partner of SKC2. 16 minutes in now, and a bit of life shown from Sporting after conceding some early opportunities to Ventura County. That big run from Ikoba setting up a wave of pressure here as they take their second straight corner kick. Ikoba can hardly believe he hasn't scored. He's in the middle of a melee inside the 6-yard box. I believe he's the one who will be called for the foul here. The referee had eyes all over it. Jacob Larson spotting the physical play and now having a word with the Kansas City striker. Bounced up off the arm of Rodriguez. although it's been Ikoba with the early opportunities for Sporting Kansas City too, Scott Rodriguez, certainly a player to watch and attack. He's got double the amount of shots of any other Sporting player this season. Part of that due to the fact that he's been a staple in the attacking group in the starting lineup, whereas those strikers have rotated a little bit, as we discussed with Ikoba and Hines.
Play! 73!
Ventura County were happy to take the corner here. They've got one short option. Whipped in towards the near post. Cleared by Donovan. Tracked down here by Mason Vanny. Conlon will usher his troops back. Magana Hernandez had gone up to try to attack that corner kick ball in. Now the switch of play from Ventura County as they stretch the Sporting Kansas City defense. Well read by Donovan to take it away on Vanny's pass. Ikoba just holding up the play so that Sporting can get on the ball, and maybe senses the opportunity. He magnetizes towards it. And gets it rolling along the back line. Blaine maybe missed a couple games earlier on in the season. He's dealing with an ankle injury, and when he was out of the lineup, the Sporting Kansas City 2 team just did not look the same. He's that defensive midfield presence that helps so much in their off-ball organization, but also, as you can see on this last sequence, really sets the tempo in possession. It was his long switch of play that set up their opening goal last week, and now here's a similar pattern as they play it in behind, left side, cross coming in. Haas arrives at the back post, but the ball over his head and tracks him back out towards the corner. Donovan advancing and sending it behind. Corner kick for Kansas City. All starts with that long switch. Now a chance perhaps to aim for Ikoba or Luro, probably the two primary targets here. Jack Franca, the set piece specialist. Headed out by Hernandez. Goalkeeper comes, and it is his. On them with an underhanded catch. As the referee counts him down. And they will start this from the back. Gabriel Arnold's advancing it.
We're in line with Joe, Ty. Tie left. Now you can go.
Ventura County have been dangerous when they've gotten some quick turnovers and been able to advance the ball quickly, but when they've tried to work into their build out of the back, that rhythm has not been firing. Of course, a number of changes in the starting lineup heading into this match.
Make sure you're connected on the build, please.
Perhaps throwing some of those connections off that have been established with a pretty consistent core group of players. Preston tracks it down. Well played by Kansas City. Haas will keep it in here. Has a run on Hernandez. Ty Haas back across top of the 18. It was an inviting ball through. Eventually, Donovan comes back for it. Ortiz. Rodriguez had Ikoba there, running towards the back post, and just overhit it. Blue Cross Blue Shield Kansas City is the official healthcare insurance partner of Sporting Kansas City. Another uncharacteristic giveaway. Villaminiana tries to tackle it back in. Play continues for Kansas City. Oh, it squeaks through the goalkeeper, and a timely save off the line. Ventura County getting away with one. We'll see if the referee pulls anything back from this tackle on Rodriguez, but Donovan was able to squeak it past, and it's Pepe Magana able to clear it off the line. It does look like the referee is having a conversation there with Arno Villaminiana, but didn't see a yellow card handed out. It was he who went in on that late tackle after the giveaway, but the advantage developed for Sporting, and now they have a corner. Punch from Conlon as he stared right into the sunshine. All the actions at the front post, the ball had a little more air under it, perhaps than the goalkeeper was expecting. But already, this pattern starting to play out where Sporting Kansas City have had 6 shots to just 3 for Ventura County, and this now their 4th corner of the game. Sent in by Franca. Free header for Lureau. Free may be a touch extreme. There was some contest from the defender, but Lureau able to get a clean hit on it right off his forehead. Sporting getting closer and closer. Off to an impressive start against Ventura County FC. Rodriguez took a shot as he pressured that clearance. He was trying to get out of the way of it at one point, and I wonder if this just popped off of an unlocked ankle. Let's get another look. Could have even been on the landing there, but an awkward bit of contact for the left winger of Sporting Kansas City. Looks like he's all right to continue, though. Chicago native who was once upon a time a homegrown signing of Chicago Fire. He's bounced around in some second-team sense, whether that be for the Fire. Had a great campaign with Town FC last year, scoring 7 goals, 6 assists in 21 appearances. High pressure coming from Sporting. And Ventura County turned the corner. There is space in behind. Preston getting away from Lureau, and the French defender gets back to him. That is a great recovery from Lureau. Preston has been super lively in the early going, the most threatening player for Ventura County, and he had acres to run into there. The combination of the recovery run, the speed, and the positioning from Lureau made that incredible matchup. Great evidence as well against quite the speedster in himself, Eric Preston, that it is much harder to run fast with the ball at your feet than it is when you are the chasing defender and you don't have to worry about keeping control of the football. Preston showing very well in his first start of the year. Only had 7 appearances, 1 start all of last season, and he's up to 1 start and 6 appearances this year. If he plays 64 minutes in this match, Preston, he'll go over his tally of minutes played from all of the 2025 season when he made his pro debut on March 25th of last year. Ortiz trying to go through the window between center backs, and maybe he was better off angling it towards his teammate a little closer.
Don't slow it down. There's no reason to slow the ball down. No reason to slow it down. Open up, Ty. Open up, Jack, higher. There's no reason for you, Jack. Shane, we need you in the build out, buddy.
They're knocking it around the back. Kansas City finally going long, and it looks like a good ball out to Wantland, but maybe just passed over the far touchline. Talked earlier about the intent from Lita Santret to have his Sporting Kansas City team press a little higher up the field, and we see it again here. Pressure has been prolific in the opening half hour. It has allowed Sporting Kansas City to take a stronghold in this first half. They've completed 60 less passes than Ventura County, but they've certainly had the field tilt on their side. And on a couple different occasions, Kega Ikoba will have thought that he should have opened the scoring. Arnold happy to take a throw. Under more intense pressure. New Jersey's swarming. Take this opportunity to remind you that Compass Minerals is the official plant nutrition and salt provider of Sporting Kansas City and the Sporting Club Network. It's played through here. Ramos getting on the end of it. Finds the through ball for Preston. Checks inside. Dylan Vanny lashes through. That's the man you want it falling to. 5 goals on the season, leads the way for Ventura County. Preston, they're missing a couple shots of his own, tries to set up his teammate. You see the idea slicing across. Doesn't keep his chest over the ball enough, Vanny. Can't add to his quintet of goals through the first 9 matches of the season. That is a risky pass out from Kansas City. They've presented an opportunity to the visitors, but it's won right back by Donovan, who steams forward. Edge of the box, Rodriguez. 1 step over, byline, chested down by Martinez, and played calmly out. Ramos with little help to speak of. Plays a little 1-2, and they're able to finally get out here, Ventura County. A little stretched in the process. They successfully go right to left. Now a big touch here. Hernandez left himself open to the tackle, and it's won back momentarily. chaos through the middle third. Preston will slow it down.
We're a little deep midfield. We're a little deep.
Santret ushers his line a couple yards forward. He said a small amount made a huge difference against Tacoma. Even 5 to 7 yards stepping up the field was able to disrupt the builds in that 2-2 shootout loss against Tacoma Defiance on Sunday. Trying to take some lessons for that. They've certainly applied it in the first half here against Ventura County. Vanny with an opportunity. First time ball was there to be played, but he left it a little short for Preston.
Good time. Here we go. Good. Please don't weak side. You're sagging too much. Keep on the side. Keep on the side, Tech. And now we're here. Now we lock them. Now we lock them. Hold out, Ty. Hold out, Ty.
Franca in reverse is able to put a sliding challenge in and deflect it out to Leroux, who carries, who searches for an option and eventually finds Tega Ikoba. Sire Rodriguez checks inside, has Haas. One against one. Ty Haas makes his defender touch grass. Played across the 6. Nobody there for Sporting Kansas City 2. Franca, early service, and a delicious ball in. No run there to meet it. Wantland keeps the play alive. Sporting continue to knock on the door. Maybe. Gets it back from Franca. Shifting Ventura County into a defensive shell.
Hey, boys, we need a little movement in the pockets, please.
Ortiz floating out to the right, trying to create some space inside for his teammates. Donovan picking up a pocket, flicks it forward, maybe. Closed down by Villa Mediana. And that will be the 6th corner kick of the match for Sporting Kansas City. Do another look at that last play. Haas doing so well 1v1. He's waiting for the run to arrive, and Rodriguez was beaten to it by the defender.
Aware of both, Gabby. Aware of both, Gabby.
Warner passes through everyone. Rodriguez maybe closed down. Good pressure from Ventura County to react to the second phase from the corner kick. Wantland considering an early cross. But it's Sporting Kansas City 2, parked in Ventura County's half. And they have been for a couple minutes now. This game has ebbed and flowed with the visitors holding some stretches of possession. They had chances on the break early on as well, but they've made a mess of a couple transition opportunities, and across the run of play, it's been Sporting Kansas City 2 more consistently creating chances. finishing touch has been missing from both here in the first half.
Hey, talk to Zane when the ball's on this side. He's got to really invert.
As we await our opening goal, Sporting Kansas City in their best run of form this season. Still looking for just their second win. Leithus Antrek confident that the results are going to come. The way this team has been playing, the chemistry that these young players have been building together, said he'd be concerned if they weren't creating chances, but they are time and time again, and he knows that finishing touch is just a matter of time. In some cases, even a matter of luck, as a player like Masao Rodriguez has hit the post some 5 times already this season. Think about that chance for Ikoba earlier on as well. That was inside the 6-yard box. Doesn't get more presentable than that. Or even the shot from Donovan that squeaked through the legs of the goalkeeper only to be cleared off the line by Magana. Those little differences that can put your team in front and get you points that the performances deserve.
Into a gap. You got a little further. Yep. Perfect. Thank you. 10, please. 10, please. 10, please. Here we go. Right. Yeah, take. Hey. Push over there. Hey, we win it. We win it. Okay. Find your line. Find your lines. Hey, catch your line, Pierre. Don't let them shoot it. Hey. Come on, Ty. Step. Again. Good.
Good ball over the top. Picking out Ogersma. Back to Ramos. He's got the quality to make the difference, but much like Vanny's shot earlier, slicing across the ball and skewing it wide of goal. After all those passes back and forth, it's the one ball over the top looking for Ogersma, the player who started the year under contract with the second team and has already used up all 4 of his short-term agreements with LA Galaxy this season. Only allowed to call up a under-25 player from the second team 4 times. On loan, they can appear twice, and he did make his MLS debut on Saturday against Vancouver for LA Galaxy. A chance for him with some of the absences. Again, a little bit of a sickness bug going through the team at the moment, the second team that is, and so Gersma called in for this match, and then he will meet up with LA Galaxy in Atlanta for their match against Atlanta United this weekend. But he provides that physical presence that isn't necessarily there with the rest of this team, especially missing Julian Placias, the usual striker over the last couple of matches, who is a slightly older and more experienced player, happy to run down those long balls. Feels like at least in the middle third, Sporting Kansas City has been first to every 50-50. They're winning the tackles, they're picking up the loose balls. They look like a team that is fresh and on form. goals yet to show for it. It's a stark contrast from last week when Ventura County was down 3-0 at halftime, which Matt Taylor is saying that their opponents on Friday night, San Jose Earthquakes 2, were ice cold in that first half. They scored their first chance of the game and then tacked on 2 more. A couple of beautiful build-ups late in that match. Pouncing on loose balls on both occasions, but very little Ventura County could do about it, and they were down 3-0 before they hardly had a chance to respond. They did play better in the second half. They clawed back a goal late. Ultimately fell 3-1 for their second straight loss. And although they've conceded opportunities, they have at least kept Sporting KC off the scoreboard through 43. Preston's been the liveliest attacker. He tries to go around Franca again. Up over the top. Corner on the way for Ventura County. For as many chances as Preston has had to run at that back line, Franca has stood up quite well. A player who is not necessarily a natural at right back. He's played in midfield throughout the academy as well. Listed as a midfielder on the roster, but has been filling in there. Vanny presiding over the corner, near post ball. Not exactly how they drew it up, but it goes right back to the taker, and naturally, he was coming from an offside position. Final 30 seconds or so of the first half. We are not expecting any stoppage time. And this restart will take another few seconds. That is certainly not where the offside took place. So Court Camp asked to roll the ball back a few more yards. And now just 10 seconds until the halftime break. Koba going down and pleading for a call from the referee. Ortiz, maybe one more chance here for Sporting. Trying to capitalize on an impressive first half performance. But the halftime whistle goes from Jacob Larson. So scoreless at the break between Ventura County and Sporting Kansas City 2. Home team have been on top, but no goals to show for it, and all to play for with 45 minutes remaining. Coming up in our halftime show, one of the best young stars in MLS traces his soccer roots after this brief timeout.
Should be a fun season of MLS Next Pro. Oh my! Pedrinho wins it!
Welcome back, everybody, and thanks for sticking along with us here at halftime of Sporting Kansas City and Ventura County in MLS Next Pro. After helping Red Bulls 2 to the MLS Next Pro Cup championship last season, let's track the remarkable journey of New York's Julian Hall.
Julian Hall! Remember the name!
It's that man again, Julian Hall!
Let's go! It goes in!
Mehmeti, has he broken through here? Mehmeti across, Hall!
Swinging ball towards the back post, it goes! Opening goal for Red Bull New York! Julian Zakshevsky Hall!
Born in Manhattan, New York, Julian Hall found the game the same way a lot of kids in this city do.
I first kind of started playing soccer when I was around 4 years old. I would play a lot wherever I could, if it was a field near my apartment or wherever I could, basically. And I just remember, falling in love with the game and wanting to play as much as I can. There's a main place I would play. It's pretty popular in Manhattan. It's called Pier 40, and a lot of people go there. That's where I played with Manhattan Kickers. It's kind of where I really started to realize I really wanted to play soccer seriously and maybe make it professionally.
That love for the game turned into an opportunity, a move into one of the top academies in the country.
Julian came into our system at U14. I think he played about 3 or 4 games with the U14s. I was a U15 coach at the time, so I was observing those games, and you could see straight away he was a special talent. So he quickly got moved up an age group to play with the U15s that season. Made an instant impact with the older age groups.
The level changed quickly, and so did the expectations.
I was very excited to come in and, show my ability, and, I was playing with my age and I was playing a year up, and the intensity was a different level, I would say, from what I've ever played at that point in my life. So, yeah, no, it's an amazing experience.
Chimueno scored off the bench against Seattle, and Julian Hall with the breakthrough! The Golden Boot leader rises to the occasion, and we've got an electric finish here in the U15 final.
He's one of those players that can get you up off your feet. Like, he's direct, he can take players on, he can score goals from inside the box, outside the box in really different ways. And, it would always amaze you how he would find goals in the game.
The next step brought a new set of challenges.
That was the biggest jump for me, going from academy to professional football. The intensity, the physicality, the football, it was all quicker than anything I had experienced before. And, I just thought I did a good job of staying level-headed and not being discouraged about little things.
Working to the midfield, now Gonzalez entering the box, across and a goal! Julian Hall puts the Red Bulls 2 on the board.
I was lucky to be coached by Ibrahim Sakaya, and Bradley Wright Phillips was there a lot of the time as well. They did a good job of helping me progress and helping me not get discouraged and keep going every single day and working hard. The coaching staff really mended me very well.
Like, he's always striving to try and get better at something within games and training. And then, why he adapts well, he's a natural goal scorer.
For Julian, it was about staying level and keeping the work the same.
When you go to a professional environment, if you're doing the most amount of work and you're clearly working harder than everyone else, it stands out to a lot of people, and that can be something that separates you from everyone else. If you're a hard worker, that could get you to a lot of places, and I think that's just something that established me when I first came into the first team.
That work and mentality has paid off with the fast start of the season.
We're really happy with the way that he's moving himself forward. He has taken the ideas and has really shown that he is picking things up. Obviously, there's the attacking part, his ability to find chances, his ability to take balls on the move, to dribble, to go by guys, run in the box. The part that goes with it is how much work he does for us against the wall, how much pressing, how much sprinting, how much chasing, how much work he does to really make the game difficult on the other team. And so we're really, really happy with the progress that he's made. We're going to continue to push him.
As he continues to grow, so does the chemistry with his teammates around him.
I've known Julian for a very long time now. I see the way he works in training. I'm getting to know him more and more, obviously, as we play together. on and off the field. And then when I step onto the field, I know where he's going to be on the field, what his positioning is like, where he wants the ball, left foot, right foot. And we're kind of growing that connection, which has been going in a really good way, and hopefully, to grow that connection even more.
Mehmeti, has he broken through here? Mehmeti across, Hall! 2-0!
I think it's just the trust with the coaching staff. Coach Michael, he's done a great job with us during preseason and putting trust in me to start the first couple games. It's a lot of credit to him for putting his belief in me. Obviously, I have to go out there and perform to the best of my ability, and thankfully I've got a couple goals so far. And the goal is to keep progressing throughout the season.
Talent and work ethic have helped Julian's dreams come true faster than even he could have predicted.
I've always dreamt of becoming a professional soccer player, but I never really expected to happen so fast, to be honest. Earlier that year, I was still just playing academy, and I was progressing well, but I never thought it would lead to signing a contract later that year. So it's kind of a lesson there just to be ready for anything, and anything can happen very, very quickly. You really just have to put your all into whatever you're doing, and things can happen. I think a big thing is just self-belief, because when I was playing in MLS Next, I was signing a contract later that season. I had no idea. I did not have a plan on signing that year. That was not in my plan at all. I think things like that can come from just you doing as much as you can, and things will just happen by itself, as long as you're working hard and giving 100% every single day, good things will happen. And thankfully things came to me that year, and you got to be grateful, and you got to use it as much as you can to your abilities.
Welcome back, everybody. Halftime in Kansas City as we get to see the beautiful story there of Julian Hall, a Next Pro champion. And our match right now, 0-0 at the break, as we are going to take a look around and check out some of the scores and the schedule on tap this week here in MLS Next Pro. Get a sense of everything else going on this week as we kick off match week 10. There was another game earlier on in the week. New York City and Chicago Fire getting things started. NYCFC coming away 2-1 on top there. And Columbus Crew, those matches were from Sunday, getting the win over Inter Miami. And you'll see Ventura County's last result as well, 3-1 defeat to San Jose, trying to turn it around after 2 straight losses here in this road game against Kansas City. And so what else is coming up for us as we flip the page and look forward to the rest of the week? Well, you got plenty of Next Pro games to feast your eyes on. Huntsville City hosting Carolina Core tomorrow. Matchup of a couple great fan bases down in the South. And then 2 more on Friday before we get into the Saturday and Sunday matches. And for these 2 teams, it'll be Sporting Kansas City and Ventura County both on the road this weekend in their next matchup. They both play on Sunday. Now, let's take a look at our first half highlights. 11 shots in total between the 2 teams, and there was lots of action in front of goal for both Sporting Kansas City and Ventura County. We start things off with the visitors. Eric Preston was very active in transition, and they struck the post just moments into this one. That was Troy Elgersma with the opportunity, and then 6 first-half corners causing lots of problems with Sporting Kansas City starting to stake their claim on this match. Ikoba with a fantastic run as he had that shot saved by Conlon. And then this opportunity where the referee allowed play to continue, and Donovan nearly sneaks it in at the near post. Magana with the goal line clearance. Then it's Preston again, causing problems. Save from Court Camp, and that is all she wrote for those first half highlights. But as you can tell, this was a first half full of action. There is lots more to come in the second 45. The scoreline may be 0-0, but there is a lot more fun to be had here at Victory Field. We'll step aside for one more short break, then we'll be right back with second half kickoff.
fun season of MLS Next Pro. Oh my! Ventura wins it!
The unique energy of a Sunday night. Ideal for calm music, whispers, stargazing, reflection, and a relaxed environment. Sunday nights were made for this.
Welcome back to Victory Field at Swope Soccer Village. A beautiful evening in Kansas City. A touch under 60 degrees, a slight breeze. Absolutely ideal weather for a little bit of MLS Next Pro action. And we thank you so much for joining us on MLSNextPro.com and OneFootball. For dorks like myself, it is just so satisfying when the stats play out like we had them coming into the match. What do I mean by that? Well, we talked in the first half about the typical possession difference between these two teams. Ventura County FC, top of Next Pro with an average of 58% possession. Sporting Kansas City, so far this season, on the whole, have been last in the league with an average of 43%. If you look at how it went in the first half, it was 58-42 in favor of Ventura County, but the underlying numbers tell a little bit of a different story. If you look at how many touches in the box each team has gotten this season, the margin is much tighter. It's not a first versus last conversation. Ventura County, 9th in the league in total touches in the box. Sporting Kansas City, 13th. That's a stat that a lot of coaches use to start to, describe where that possession is. Why is it important? And where are they holding the ball? Is it in dangerous areas? When you look at how this played out in the first half, Sporting Kansas City actually had more touches in the box despite less possession, equal to their season average. They had 14 touches in Ventura County's box. The visitors just had 10 in the attacking 18-yard box. So that's a sense that possession is not everything. It shows you how this first half played out. Yes, Ventura County had the ball a little bit more, but Sporting Kansas City, the more dangerous team through 45 minutes. And as we get set for second half action, there's going to be a lot of players available on the bench. Should Leach Santret and Matt Taylor try to make some changes. There's plenty of typical starters available to go. For the Sporting Kansas City side, Daniel Russo, recent signee at left back who has been working his way back to fitness. He had an assist off the bench a couple games ago. Typical starter, Gael Quintero, who has started 8 matches this season, available to change up things in the middle of the park. And one of their 2 hot center forwards, Kashawn Hines, 17-year-old academy product, who has scored a game-winning goal already this season. Did so off the bench, and he is on the subs list for the home team if they decide to replace Tega Ikoba in the second half. And then if you look at it from the other side, Ventura County, a slim roster on the road here. We mentioned that they had a few players who couldn't make the trip, but also some typical starters dropping out of the starting lineup. Vicente Garcia and Riley Delgado, a couple of potential game changers off the bench, should they choose to make some subs. And based on the appearance of Anthony Sobolewski, our 4th official, looks like he held up a substitute here at halftime, and that change was for Sporting Kansas City. Blaine Mabey coming out and replaced like for like by Gael Quintero. Just mentioned him. Typical starter Quintero has started 8 out of 9 matches. Mabey has started 5 this season, and he is taken off at halftime. And again, 3 games this week for Sporting Kansas City. They played on Sunday, they play tonight on Wednesday, and they will play again on the road in Portland this coming Sunday. So 3 matches in 7 days. Important to monitor the minutes of some of these guys who have started both matches. And in this case, a straight swap in midfield. So all set for the second half. And thanks again for sticking with us here on MLSNextPro.com and OneFootball. My name is Parker Johnson. And I will see you through the rest of this one. Happy to have your company on this Wednesday evening. Sporting Kansas City looking for their 2nd win of the season and looking possibly for their first shutout of the year as well. As we saw in our halftime highlights, there were plenty of chances for both teams. Honestly, in my opinion, a bit surprised that this game is still scoreless. Pass right into the no man's land between the lines of Sporting Kansas City's defense. Set now for Dylan Vanny having a strike! 1-0 to the visitors. Vanny with his 6th of the season. And the rising star of March in MLS Next Pro starts May with a stellar strike. Too hot for Jack Courtcamp to handle, as it's set up by Ruben Ramos with the soft layoff, inviting Vanny to shoot, and he did not need a second invitation. Pegged back within 2 minutes of the start of the second half. Four of Vanny's 5 previous goals on the season all came in that hot start during the month of March. Just 1 goal in the following appearances, 4 appearances after those first 5 games in March. Now back on the score sheet. A world of good for his confidence. One of the stars of the season so far. Very much in the MLS Next Pro Golden Boot race. That ties him for the lead. A number of players on 6 goals. You got Pasha Berchimas and Rodolfo Oloco of Crown Legacy. Vanny again! Nearly topped the list before we could even read it out there. Hugo Mbong of Crown Legacy also with 6 goals. What a season they've been having. And Edouard Nice and Zach Zengay of North Texas and Crew 2, respectively, also with 6 to their names. Kansas City seeking a quick response. Isaiah Rodriguez. Magana heads away. Ortiz sends in the second ball. Ikoba at the back post. Quintero. Vanny searching for the ball through for Preston. And once again, it's Luro step for step. Those two tussled in the open field once in the first half. An impressive job from Luro, covering the ground and shutting off Preston for the second time. Given how well Sporting Kansas City have played, as long as they can keep this at 1 until they can find a response, they should be very much in this game. But you give up a second quickly like that, you could start to wobble. Timely intervention from the captain, Luro. Makes you start to think about a few of those chances in the first half that went begging for Sporting. Had chances to go ahead, and still, they have only scored first on one occasion this season. It was that last match against Tacoma Defiance, and they gave up that lead within 4 minutes, right before the halftime break, as they went in 1-1. That game eventually finished 2-2, and they dropped the shootout, so only able to get 1 point from a position after scoring first. Reflect some struggles they had last year as well. So it's picked up by Ramos, eyeing the top corner. Sporting looking vulnerable with a couple of giveaways. That was what led to Vanny's goal as well. That ball that was mistakenly played in between the lines, and their defenders didn't know whether to step or their midfielders to retreat. And that's where Ventura County picked it up initially. Have to maintain the focus here. They're back in the attack. On the ball is Haas. Quintero rotates it out wide for Franca. High cross, back post. Trying to see it out. And Wantland doing his best to keep it in play, but the ball did cross out for a goal kick. Pass well short of its intended target, intercepted by Sporting. Ikoba, edge of the area. Left-footed shot right into the hands of Sebastian Conlon.
Think about where we want to pick them up. Think about where we want. We got plenty of time.
CFC just walking it forward, hoping to draw in the Sporting press. Or pass from Quintero, and he responds with a crunchy tackle, but the whistle, well, mistakenly was pointed in SKC's direction. I think even the players knew what the intended call was there, as the blue shirts backed off and the white shirts prepared to take the free kick. Pass through. Martinez looking off the pressure and splitting the lines. Now he rolls it out for Ersma. Swung across by Gabriel Arnold. Preston with a run on. Hesitates, delays, serves it in. Mason Vanny fires it off of Wantland. May find out who has the longest throw in. Man over to take it is Troy Elgersma. 21-year-old coming out of American University in Washington, D.C. Near post flick from Magana. Sky high, headed on by Villamediana. Now out by Sporting Kansas City. Pressure from Johan Ortiz. Keeper's all by himself here, Conlon. Forced to hoof it out. alert pressure from Sporting Kansas City. Capitalize on that. Dangerous back pass to the goalkeeper. And now they've given it away as soon as they got it back. Vanny on the turn. Picking up those pockets he's so comfortable in. Coming off of the front line and just floating into the open spaces. To sneak in behind the Sporting Kansas City midfield.
Too far away, Reese, too far away to do that.
From Ventura County. Saw a pass. Did not exist, and then it's sent out of play as they tried to flare it out to Ty Haas. Pressure on from Rodriguez. Knocked out by Conlon. There's the long ball. Preston takes it down. Draws in Franca. Ramos. Ogersma gets the return from Mason Vanny. Looking for options towards the edge of the box. Need to shift this ball into a more dangerous position, but pushed out well by Sporting. Vanny drops low to pick it up. Slides it out to Preston. Byline bashing, flicked across. Decent attempt there by Mason Vanny, but unable to guide it goalwards. Central Bank is the official checking account partner of Sporting Kansas City and the official jersey front partner of SKC2. The early second half goal from Dylan Vanny only boosting the confidence of this Ventura County team. And seems to have rocked Sporting Kansas City 2, who played so well in the first half, and all of a sudden, all of the indicators pointing to the team in white. They've held a solid 5 minutes of what feels like continuous possession now. Pushing Sporting around. A chance for the counter strike as Rodriguez drives forward. Much deeper block forming with Ventura County having something to protect, something to hold on to.
Mixie, join the middle now.
Build out patiently, well worked into the chest of Vanny. Now making up the yards. Ogersma able to dribble past Wantland and bring Preston into the play. Just like that, Ventura County right back on it in the attacking half. That is how you go from low block defensively into your attacking shape. patiently play out. They make up all the ground, and it's the patience from Preston when he does get it out wide to just put his foot on the ball, knock it back. And at that point, Sporting had fully retreated, and now they can shift it side to side, allowing runners to interchange positions, allowing Vanny to pick up pockets. Here he is, the second half goal scorer, Dylan Vanny, going for two. It skips right in front of the goalkeeper. Could have been dangerous. Fort Camp able to keep it out. Mita Santret getting ready to make a couple more substitutions. He did make the one change at halftime to bring on Quintero. Sensing the tide of this game shifting. Preston trying to double the damage in behind. Checks back, waiting for the run. He's got Ramos. Timely tackle from Donovan. Ramos turns, hits, and scores! Ruben Ramos on his return to MLS Next Pro makes it 2 goals in 2 games this season. A 2-0 advantage for Ventura County on the road. You thought the chance was gone once Donovan got his foot in, but it stays with Ramos. He takes a much more difficult shot. And Court Camp can't cover his near post. He's had a chance to stop both shots that have gone in, both at his near post. Ventura County have been clinical. These subs were waiting before that goal. So we'll see Tamiwa Adewumi into the attack, replacing Messiah Rodriguez. Kashawn Hines, a straight swap in at striker for Tega Ikoba. That was an expected swap, as those have kind of played 60 and 30 for most games this season. And then the final substitution is the 15-year-old Zamir Loyo Reynaga, an attacking midfielder. This is Johan Ortiz. And now they've got double the work to do. I've been in this position before as a substitute. It is one of the most disheartening things when you get that message from your coach. Hey, get in there, get us an equalizer, change this game around. And then in the time it takes you to actually enter the pitch, the situation changes completely, and now it's a 2-goal deficit for Sporting to try to pull back. These are some of the young players who can make it happen. Kashawn Hines, one of the most exciting prospects in the academy. He's making the run here with Loyo Reynaga looking for him. He goes inside instead to Haas, trying to pick up the second ball. There's a slip from the defender. It falls to Adewumi. This is better immediately from Sporting. Hines dropping in off the front line. Knocks it back to Wantland. Quintero closed down. Vanny with some smart pressure from behind. Chance to escape on the far side with Preston. Luro back to guard him again. Preston slides it across. That's the first time he's successfully beaten Luro, but no teammate there to pounce on the opportunity presented by Preston. Matt Taylor can be very pleased with how the 18-year-old has stepped in his first start of the season. Preston getting on the ball again here. We remind you that Price Chopper is the official grocer partner of Sporting Kansas City. Ventura County hungry for another. they start this 4-game road swing. Vanny has already scored. He shifts it out. Preston looking for one of his own. Ramos was there. Mason Vanny crossed in. Ventura County wobbly at times in the first half, but they weren't punished by Sporting. The second half performance has been everything that Matt Taylor could have asked for. I'm sure he's had quite the word at the halftime break. But whatever he said, it is coming through in the way that Ventura County have played the opening 20 minutes of the second period. Just all over Sporting Kansas City. Much more positive in their passing. Full of stinging finishes at the near post. One from Vanny, one from Ramos, and those are the two standout attackers in this team. Ramos, an unexpected addition, given some of the absences. Played in. Haas looking for the layoff from Loyo Renaga. It's an unselfish play, but you wonder if the 15-year-old could have carved out a chance for himself there. It's almost as if Haas wasn't expecting the pass to come to him. It's important for attacking players to be eternally optimistic, to assume that every single play has a chance at ending up at their feet, and therefore preparing what they'll do if it does come to them. Haas just a little slow to react, not quite on the same page as his teammate. They have at least drawn an attacking set piece here. One goal could dramatically shift the vibe of this game. Still a lot of time left, just at the halfway point of the second half. Swung in dangerously. Outlast off of Ventura County. They'll pause to get their shape, and then we'll also pause to make a substitution here. So this is the last sub available for Lita Santret, and another one that we might have expected coming in. It's Daniel Russo coming in at left back to replace Zane Wantland. Signed on April 9th, Russo, and this is his 5th appearance. 4th as a sub. A like-for-like swap at left back. And so all the cards are on the table. More than 20 minutes left to play for Sporting Kansas City to try to get back in this match. Have to rediscover some of the positivity they had in the first half. Worth mentioning in this midweek fixture that Ventura County did have 2 extra days off in between matches. They played on Friday, Sporting played on Sunday, although Sporting was here at home. Ramos defers the shot, goes for Vanny. Mason Vanny can't pull it back across. El Gersma trying to make a run in support. Ramos may have been better off taking that one himself.
Start on him. Mace, just be alert here.
Near post flick. Second ball falls through. And the offside flag is in fact up, waiting for confirmation there from our assistant referee. Sporting wanted to play out quickly, but a third goal wiped off the board after Ventura County did put it in the back of the net. It's been a troublesome area for Sporting Kansas City 2 this year. They lead MLS Next Pro in an unflattering category with 8 set-piece goals conceded through their first 10 matches. Lovely touch around the corner. Dylan Vanny keeps it going for Arnold. Now pressed in towards the end line. Battled away by Loyo Reinaga. Trying to combine with his teammate. The 15-year-old continues. Haas looks up, spots the run from Adewumi. SKC trying to move with a little more urgency now. Luro. A whistle here from the referee. And a stoppage in play, which gives us the opportunity to remind you that St. Luke's is the official healthcare partner of Sporting Kansas City. A few extra refreshments during this brief stoppage in play. 72nd minute. Parker Johnson here with you on MLSNextPro.com and One Football as Ventura County trying to start match week 10 with a big win. Both these teams will play again on Sunday. This is the only matchup between Ventura County and Kansas City this season, as it is an interdivisional contest in the Western Conference. Kansas City in the Frontier and Ventura County in the Pacific, so they'll just play each other once, as they did last year when Ventura County won 2-1 right here at Victory Field. Still not entirely sure what the cause for the delay was there, but it does give an opportunity for Matt Taylor to bring on a couple players from the bench. We'll see the entrance of Vicente Garcia, 15-year-old homegrown signing. We now have a 15-year-old homegrown on the pitch for both teams. One of the brilliant parts watching these MLS Next Pro games, you get to see the next generation. And meanwhile, the other substitution is Brett Fan at the huge age of 17, comparatively speaking, another academy player and a United States under-16 international who will head off and play his college soccer at Denver University alongside Mason Vanny this fall, but he gets some minutes in midfield as he checks to the ball here, number 90, San Diego native. Played into the pocket for Donovan, trying to scoop it over the top. There's some contact right at the edge of the box, setting up a free kick opportunity for Sporting Kansas City 2. 75th minute here. This will be about 22 yards from goal, perhaps. An enticing angle for a left-footed player. They have taken off Johan Ortiz, who has been known to hit a nice dead ball. We'll see what their option is here. They got Daniel Russo, the second half substitute, a natural lefty. Could also go with Franca, who takes a lot of the free kicks and corners. Donovan in conversation as well. See if Loyo Reinaga wants to have a say. But for now, a 3-man wall, it appears, for Ventura County. Make that 4.
Tommy, you don't want it? Big Z, top of the ball. Stay there. Take an action. Hero, with the red bit.
Franca and Russo, the two options. It's Russo stepping up and slamming it into the wall. Booted clear by Ventura County as they escape the danger with 15 minutes left to play until stoppage time. Ball played out by Court Camp, right into the path of Elgersma, who has a free run into the box, drops it off. Vilamityana.
We need more guys on the strong side. Goshi, can we lock him on one side? Can we lock him on one side, Goshi?
Martinez.
Come here, that's you! Come on, Sammy! You must do the work!
Eventually the pressure paying off for Sporting Kansas City. Took a little while to get it all organized with 5 substitutes on the pitch here. Trying to continue the patterns that made them successful in the first half.
Hey, we're all looking for the long ball! Look for the spaces, Sammy! Mixing between the lines! Come in, Tom! Come in, Tom! Let's go in, Tom! Come on!
William Reynaga giving space to work. Russo. Effortlessly working out of the corner. William Reynaga silky on the ball. Nate Young spears it through to Donovan. Quintero. 1-2 around the corner, going down at the edge of the box. This will be a foul and a caution for Ventura County. And a perfect position for a free kick. Clearly a late challenge. It's well worked from the home side as Quintero broke through the lines and draws in the tackle from Arno Vilamityana, the Spanish midfielder out of Pittsburgh University.
You and Nate together.
Well then, if the last one was destined to be taken by a left footer, anybody could have a crack at this. Right in the center of the goal. They're shifting the wall to cover the right side from the attacker's view. And eventually Conlon will retreat over to the other half of the net. Or rather, wall covering the left. So hard to tell from the middle. Walked over by Loyo Renaga. Struck by Franca. Conlon was aware of the space open in the goal, and he quickly got back over to cover. Well done from the goalkeeper. He's already stepping in that direction, and it needed to be further in the corner and hit with a bit more power to really trouble him there. Good footwork, though, and well done setting the wall to guide the shot where he wanted it to go.
Come on, Tom. Out.
10 minutes to play. Still plenty of time for Kansas City. You'll recall their 3-2 comeback win against Vancouver Whitecaps FC 2. A game which they were down 2-1 until very late on, and they struck twice after the 88th minute, including a 90+7 winner from Kashawn Hines. You see, season after season, week after week in Next Pro, no game is quite over until it's over. But facing a 2-goal deficit, you have to get that first goal with enough time to mount the pressure for the second, or else those efforts for a comeback will be futile. Russo. Donovan into the half space, picks out Adewumi. Back for Donovan, whipped in. Man going down, referee had a look at it. Jacob Larson not blowing the whistle for a penalty as Vicente Garcia with a beautiful dribble, escaping the pressure, knocking it forward for Dylan Vanny. He patiently resets the attack for Ventura County.
Lock him on this side. Lock him on this side. Lock him, Tony. Go.
There's some pressure from Sporting Kansas City.
Keep going, guys. Keep going, guys.
That's an audacious ball from the goalkeeper. Martinez able to get it up the pitch. Yana, the hold-up man. Now space for Ramos to turn. I think you see the confidence in possession from the Ventura County side. It's what they work on. It's what they pride themselves on. That build up from the back, starting with the goalkeeper. Looks nervy in the moment, but if you can break that first line and get a man advantage, you can work your way into these attacking positions so smoothly. That's been the difference, especially in the second half. Their possession was a little sloppy in the first period. They gave up some opportunities, and Sporting just were not able to punish them.
Here, give me here. Drop Troy. Guys, we need movement across the back line. We need movement across the back line.
The presence of Ramos has undoubtedly helped. First teamer coming down. Placius unable to make the trip. Some illness. We've started this 4-game road trip off on a good note so far. Ventura County able to weather the storm in the first half, find 2 goals in the second half, courtesy of Dylan Vanny, set up by Ramos, and then the second came from Ramos himself. Jack Portcamp in the Sporting KC goal will probably want both of those back. He's out to collect. Sliding carefully to keep the ball inside the penalty box as he held on to it. And out goes Luro. Adewumi. Met by Dylan, or rather Mason Vanny. Russo's cross, blocked behind for a corner. Kansas City continued to huff and puff. They add some jeopardy to these final 5 minutes. Well, not a corner, in fact, it was a throw. A little tougher to work here for SKC2. Try to win the corner, and eventually they do so. Smart play there. That was Loya Renaga realizing the tough position from there to get anything dangerous inside the box and just opting to backheel it off the defender. Cheap corners can prove costly. Franca goes for the back post. Rising header flicked along. Who did it touch last? It was Russo, and a throw-in on the way deep in the defensive half for Ventura County. Tough spot to make it out from, though, so those in blue will set up the pressure deep in the corner.
Hey, why are we so far back here?
They go up the line. It's quickly back with Sporting Kansas City 2. Played quickly, Loyo Renaga. Goes down on the contact from Vanny. Another set piece on the way with 4 minutes left before we enter second half stoppage time. Run comes to the near post. There's a chance. Another goal line clearance, the second of the day for Ventura County. One in either half, and they're able to watch it go back to the goalkeeper. One more look. Flashing free at the near post. Russo did everything to meet that ball. Second header came in with the goalkeeper out. Didn't have a lot of power on it, but still had to be cleared by the defender. Very alert set piece defending from Ventura County. In search of their 4th clean sheet of the season. Both players going down early. They meet in the middle, and eventually a foul given against Dylan Vanny. Hustle from Ty Haas as Hines tracks down the loose ball, but time running out for Lita Santret's team. Russo. It's another corner.
Same thing, mix in, Gael, same thing, you too. We win it or we kill the play.
They really are mounting now, the 8th of the match for the home side.
Gashi with Pierre! Gashi with Pierre!
Young stuck a foot in, and there's a foul against the attacking side. Relief for Ventura County, just 90 seconds away from reaching stoppage time, and they will bring on one more substitution to try to see this thing over the line. It's Chase Gostieski, who replaces the scorer of the opening goal in the second half, Dylan Vanny, who got his 6th tally of the season, pulling him level at the top of the MLS Next Pro Golden Boot race. Tied with 5 other players, 3 of them from Crown Legacy FC. Zach Zengay of Columbus and Edward Neese of North Texas. Ventura County will hope to carry this performance into the remainder of their road stretch. They've got some presentable matchups after facing some tough opponents early on in the season. After this game, they go on the road to face Portland. They'll have El Trafichico against LAFC 2 on the road. And then they travel up to Tacoma to face off with the Defiants to round off that 4-game trip. Sporting seek the consolation. Adewumi, well defended by Mason Vanny. Played across, top box. Russo trying to shift it out for a shot. The ball just too delicate to break in behind from that depth in the 18-yard box. He needed to be able to carve out a shot quicker there, Russo, at the top of the box. 3 minutes of stoppage time. Leo Renaga veering his way towards goal. Nicked forward by Quintero. Out for Russo. Loyo Renaga trying to find that left foot, rolling, dragging, pulling out defenders, but that's where they want him. Donovan at the edge of the area. It's ambitious, it's creative, and it comes to nothing for Sporting. A summation of the night. They have been daring up against Ventura County. They created so much in the first half. Unable to find that final action yet again. Ventura County came out of the break and were dominant in the opening 20 minutes of the second half. They built a 2-0 lead, which they have protected convincingly ever since. After this, the homestand does come to a close for Sporting, who coming into this one had earned results in 3 of their last 4 matches. But they will have another chance to pick up points. Their next 2 games are against Colorado and North Texas, both on the road. Both of those are fixtures where Sporting Kansas City 2 has earned a result earlier on this season. They got draws on the road against both of those teams, winning one of the 2 shootouts. Nate Young and Luro takes a big deflection and into the hands of the goalkeeper. There's a whistle that I don't think was the final. We're still about 15 seconds away from the minimum of 3 minutes of second half stoppage time. It seems like the referee needed to check on somebody on the other side of the pitch.
We'll put it here, we'll kick it in 3 seconds.
Yeah, so that's Troy Elgersma, who has gone down here, and Greg Vanny will be watching closely, the first team coach for LA Galaxy. Elgersma making his MLS debut last weekend against Vancouver and set to rejoin the first team after this match. He'll head on down to Atlanta.
We've had like 5 subs.
But it's all academic from here. We'll have to play out a few more seconds. The result all but confirmed. Ventura County looking to pick up their 4th win of the season, just their 2nd on the road. Sporting Kansas City unable to extend their streak of 3 results in 4. Jacob Larson brings us to a close. A second half clinic from Ventura County FC, who win this match by a 2-0 scoreline. Goals courtesy of Dylan Vanny in the 47th minute and Ruben Ramos Jr. in the 62nd minute. The latter of those 2 is our man of the match, presented by Adidas. Ruben Ramos coming down for just his 2nd appearance of the year in MLS Next Pro. On his first appearance, he scored, and he won up to that today with a goal and an assist. This is a look at his strike, which beat Jack Courtcamp at the near post. Pure power from the first-teamer, Ruben Ramos, and a deserving man of the match. makes 2 goals and 1 assist in 2 appearances this year in the Next Pro ranks for Ramos. Just too much for Sporting Kansas City 2 on the night. For our entire MLS Next Pro broadcast crew, my name is Parker Johnson. Once again, our final score, Ventura County 2, Kansas City 0. Don't forget, you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long at mlsnextpro.com and OneFootball. Have a great night, everybody.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.